The usual price is usually $20 to $35 for a vehicle, but we have the lifetime pass, so we're free. Hey guys, today we are here at Sequoia National Park, one of the 3 parks that make up the Yosemite National Park area, including Kings Canyon. We're gonna explore this park, so let's learn the history and the nature, see the nature. Let's go! High in the mountains of California, where the air grows thin and the world feels ancient, there is a forest unlike any other, a place where time is measured not in years but in a millennia. Welcome to Sequoia National Park. We will try to follow this map and stop at most of the sites. The sign. Carved over 80 years ago, this Sequoia wood sign was meant to honor Sequoia, creator of the Cherokee written language. Yet its image reflects a Plains Indian stereotype, not Sequoia or the native people of California. National parks preserve even more complex histories. Any decisions about the sign will involve careful review and public input. The Foothills Visitor Center. It offers exhibits, maps, and ranger information about the park's lower elevation foothill ecosystems, including oak woodlands and river habitats. It's a convenient first stop for trip planning and orientation. And also they have the gift shop where you can buy souvenirs. Here, giants rise from the earth, some over 2,000 years old. They were already ancient when empires were just beginning. But this story doesn't begin with trees. Now we are heading to the Tunnel Rock. The Tunnel Rock isn't natural. It was carved by the Civilian Conservation Corps in 1934 to route a road beneath it. As car travel surged in the 1930s, features like the Tunnel Rock, Autolog, and Tunnel Log were created for visitors. Though controversial then and no longer built today, they remain preserved as part of the park's history and the legacy of the CCC. As early as the year 1000, this land was home to native communities. The Monachi, part of the Western Mono people, lived along the Kaweah River, building a life deeply connected to the land. Their population once reached nearly 2,000. They gathered acorns, ground them into food using stone mortars, many of which can still be seen today. So now we are heading to Hospital Rock. Their stories were carved into stone. Pictographs that still remain at places like Hospital Rock and Potwisha. Early summer, the Tubatulabal people, hunted in the nearby Kern River region. While the Western Mono cross high mountain passes to trade with tribes to the east. But perhaps their greatest legacy was something you can't always see. They use fire carefully and intentionally to manage the land, shaping the forest, supporting wildlife, maintaining balance. A practice modern science would only come to understand centuries later. The Hospital Rock. In the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps or CCC transformed the Hospital Rock area, building trails, a tunnel, a stone staircase to the pictographs, and a vehicle water station. Many local Native Americans joined them, contributing both here and across the country. The Native Americans used this area as a community, gathering, trading, and maintaining traditions. The village once held over 500 people and served as a hub for travelers and communication. By the 1860s, many Native Americans were forced out or died from disease. Today, their descendants live worldwide but maintain strong ties to the Pa-Din or Hospital Rock. Then came the Europeans. In 1858, a man named Hale Tharp arrived. After building trust with the native people, he was guided to a place few outsiders had ever seen. The giant forest, trees so massive, so impossibly tall, they seem almost unreal. There, Tharp made his home, inside the fallen sequoia log, a place now known as Tharp's Log. The Giant Forest Museum. This area was once a busy hub with shops, lodges, and cabins. Over time, these developments harmed sequoia roots and faced damage from falling trees. Today, the area has been restored to protect the forest, with services moved outside sequoia habitat, preserving these irreplaceable giants. The Sentinel Tree. Known for its tall, straight trunk and prominent position that stands directly in front of the Giant Forest Museum.
from which one can get close to the base of the tree. Since parking can be a challenge, let's take the shuttle to the General Sherman Tree. Now we are here at the General Sherman Tree Trail. It is a short paved path leading to the famous General Sherman Tree. The trail descends through the giant sequoias and offers accessible viewpoints, making it one of the most popular and easy walks in the park. This is the General Sherman Tree, the largest tree on Earth by volume. This giant sequoia stands about 275 feet tall and is over 2,000 years old. It is one of the park's most famous and awe-inspiring landmarks.
So guys, we're walking here in Congress Trail, along Congress Trail, going south or heading back to the Giant Forest Museum.
A scenic 2-mile loop through the giant forest.
It looks so dry here. Amoy na parang may paa.
Featuring clusters of towering sequoias like the House and Senate groups.
Ay, nasunog dilaw.
It's an easy, peaceful walk that showcases some of the park's most impressive trees.
Baka daw ihian si Jan.
But settlement brought more discovery. Between 1860 and 1863, disease swept through the region. Smallpox, measles, scarlet fever, entire communities were lost. By 1865, the native presence in this land had nearly vanished, their villages abandoned, their way of life disrupted. The McKinley Tree, a lesser-known giant sequoia named after William McKinley, offering a quieter view of the park's ancient forest.
Dirt room. Below room 3.
A giant sequoia known for its large hollowed interior that resembles a natural room or chamber, formed over time by fire and decay.
Actually, magiging ano ba yun?
See guys, this is how big the roots are. And there is a new sequoia blossoming uphill up there.
The Founders Group, dedicated to the memory of the citizens who worked to create the Sequoia National Park.
It's a crown.
The lost crown of Mordor.
The Cattle Cabin, built by cattlemen who once grazed livestock in the giant forest before Sequoia National Park was established in 1890. Afterward, the land was leased to supply meat and milk to visitors and soldiers between 1891 to 1913. Nearby Crescent Meadow housed a slaughtering corral. By 1917, all private land was returned to the government.
My name is Holly and I like to party.
The Cloister, a giant sequoia notable for its unique clustered trunks that resemble a natural cloister. Lincoln Tree, prominent giant sequoia named after the President Abraham Lincoln, symbolizing strength and endurance.
Hello Lincoln Tree. Lincoln Tree. Hello Game of Thrones. Iron Throne.
Soon, another threat emerged. Logging companies and even utopian settlers like Kauai Colony began cutting down the giant sequoias. But these trees weren't meant for timber. They shattered when they fell, splintered into useless fragments. Still, thousands were destroyed. The destruction sparked outrage across the nation. And in 1890, everything changed. Under President Benjamin Harrison, Sequoia was officially protected.
9.2 Dilo Alta Peak.
A bold decision to preserve something irreplaceable, becoming the second national park in the United States.
Mga patay lang yata yun.
Nasa back. Nasa kanya tubig, nasa kanya pagkain. Nasa kanya siya. Pumasok.
He's tired.
Hindi ko lang muna. Paano may roots?
So we are finally back where we started.
So now we are here at Moro Rock.
It offers sweeping views of the Sequoia National Park, from alpine peaks to the Central Valley, spanning over 150 miles.
Record lang daw.
At 6,725 feet, you stand between towering mountains and lowlands far below.
Easy mo, Jake.
Once climbed by rope, the summit is now reached by stairs. The effort is rewarded with stunning scenery and the invigorating feel of wind and open space.
Asan? Hindi na nga yata umakyat. Yung museum yung ano eh. Ito. So we're gonna visit Roosevelt Tree after finishing the rock.
Continuing on with the history. But protecting the park required more than a law. It required people. The Buffalo Soldiers, African American troops from the 9th Cavalry and 24th Infantry became its early guardians. They built roads, enforced rules, and protected the forests. Among them was Captain Charles Young, a leader, a pioneer, and the third African American graduate of West Point. Despite facing discrimination, Young led with vision, helping shape what would become the modern role of a park ranger. The Roosevelt Tree, one of the largest giant sequoias, renowned for its immense size and towering presence along the park's scenic trails.
Tiga baba. Kasi nag-shortcut ako. So we're still walking to the Hanging Rock. Tingnan mo kung bukas. Parang nasa Alice in Wonderland. Oh yan, papasok ka ba?
Hanging Rock, a dramatic granite outcrop that appears to jut out over the landscape, offering sweeping views of the surrounding Sierra Nevada. This is the Parker Group. Giant trees were named for the 8 members of the Parker family. Captain James Parker, Troop B, 4th Cavalry, U.S. Army, was acting superintendent of Sequoia National Park between 1893 to 1894. The tunnel log, carved in the 1930s by the CCC, it reflects the efforts of young men during the Great Depression. After a giant sequoia fell in 1937, workers cut a drive-through tunnel, one of the many projects that shaped Sequoia National Park. Earlier attractions like Autolog and Tunnel Rock show a past tradition of altering nature, while today parks focus on preserving it.
Malayo yun, doon tayo galing. Ano, 2.7.
So now we're walking along Crescent Meadow Trail.
The Crescent Meadow, where the High Sierra Trail starts. A visionary route to the Sierra's highest peaks.
Tharp's Log. We're heading there.
In the 1920s, Superintendent John White designated the High Sierra Trail to provide access with minimal impact and gentle grades. Completed through rugged terrain, it still offers a remarkably accessible path to the Sierra crest. Advocate Susan Tu helped protect this landscape by sharing its beauty with Congress. The name Crescent Meadow comes from its crescent shape, which was observed in the meadow's curved outline as seen from surrounding viewpoints.
Gonna visit Tharp's Log, then later Chimney Tree.
In 1978, the fight to protect this land continued when Disney made plans to turn Mineral King into a ski resort. Conservationists led by the Sierra Club pushed back and won, preserving the wilderness for generations to come.
Guys, how big this tree is! This is just the roots. I can even fit inside. I think. No, never mind. Too big. It's amazing what Mother Nature can do.
Tharp's Log. Hale Tharp, one of the first European American settlers in the area, built a summer home inside the hollow sequoia after arriving in 1858 with Munache Yokut's guide. He adapted the burned log into a rustic cabin while grazing cattle nearby. Welcomed by local native communities including Chief Chapo, Tharp relied on their knowledge to explore the region. Like many other settlers, he came seeking opportunity in the mountains. Even today, the park faces new challenges. Wildfires in recent years have threatened these ancient giants. But fire, it's not just destruction, it is renewal. Sequoias depend on it, using heat to release their seeds and begin again.
This one.
Chimney Tree, a giant sequoia that was burned by fire in 1914, leaving behind the tall hollow trunk that looks like a chimney. But despite being heavily burned, the tree still stands more than a century later, showing how resilient sequoias are.
It's big. Doon tayo sa parking area. Iba sinira na. You know. Because and Gretel.
This is a squatter's cabin built in the late 1880s by the Kauai Cooperative Commonwealth. It is one of Sequoia National Park's oldest surviving structures. After discovering the land was already claimed by Hale Tharp, the group abandoned it. Restored in 1966, the cabin reflects the Park Service's efforts to preserve cultural history and was once used as a trailside museum.
So now we're heading to the dead giant. Not dead giant.
Sulod na ito.
People come here expecting something dramatic, but what they find is scale. Not just in size, but in time. These trees don't rush, they don't compete, they simply continue through fire, through change, and through everything. And maybe that's the point. Not every story needs an ending, some places are still in the middle of theirs.
Alright guys, that's it for the history of the Sequoia National Park and some of the things to see and do here. Until next time, to travel to explore history, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Bye!
If you like our videos, please click thumbs up for like.
Hit the bell to subscribe!
Please comment.
And don't forget to share!